In front of me, I have 10 things that you can 3D print today for your wood shop. All of these are available for free on MakerWorld. All of them are printed on a Bambu A1, so you do not need a super big printer, and all of them are printed with PLA or PETG in one case. They will all print fine in those two filaments, though you, of course, are free to use other filaments should you wish. I will put on the screen and say the creator of these, as well as the grams it took and the amount of time it took to print, so that you can have an idea before you get started of what you are looking at. Some of them are parts of larger sets, but you do not have to print the entirety of the set should you only want a few. So I will state both the filament it took to print the ones I wanted or the entire set. So just be aware that there could be a huge range. When you go to MakerWorld and you see the print, some of them look really big. They don't have to be big. You can print just a couple. These are going to be subdivided into 3 categories, as well as a few bonus at the end that are more tool specific. And if you don't have that tool, they may not be relevant to you. Our first category are going to be things that are going to wear down over time by nature of the material used. They're going to be really good in a pinch or for 1 or 2 projects or a little bit of use, but they're not going to last forever, and we shouldn't really expect them to last forever. In our middle category here, we're going to have things that are going to last a while, but they're things you could buy a nicer version of, so they're lacking a little bit in terms of features and just kind of ease of use, quality of life, but they are pretty darn good at what they do, and if you don't want to spend more money on them, a professional version, you don't really need to. Our third category are going to be things that are going to last quite a while, are very good at what they do exactly what they do, and you're going to keep them around in your shop for many years unless you somehow manage to break them. First up on our list in category 1 of things that will wear down over time, we have 2 different drill guides. Now this one on the right here is made by Orange Hawk. It is 65 grams and took about 2.5 hours to print. I used PETG for this one, and I do suggest in Bambu Studio going to the other section and putting a brim inner and outer on this part specifically to help hold it down. Printed very well. And the idea here is simply that we have these swappable guides that go in the middle. They are nice fit and they move freely just a little bit so that if the drill bit were to catch, you would not have this entire thing ripped apart. And again, a drill bit will eventually wear down through the plastic. It's just going to happen. But for a few projects or very occasional use, this is going to be extremely handy. Here we have one made by VC_design, 18 grams, 43 minutes. And this is possibly used as a straight up and down 90-degree drill angle. That's not its ideal purpose for me. For me, it's the ability to drill into circular cylindrical objects like dowels. Anyone who has tried to drill into dowels without a drill press and a clamp will know how it's borderline impossible to do. With this guy, we can put it over the top, brace ourselves, and drill straight down into this. Again, it will wear down over time simply by nature of metal drill bit on plastic, but for the occasional use or 1 or 2 projects, this is going to be extremely handy. And if you aren't doing many dowel drilling things, you're not going to want to go out and buy something specifically to drill dowels. This is going to help a lot. Number 2 on our list is an infinite miter bar, essentially created by someone named Matteo. They're about 32 grams each and 45 minutes per one to print. Now, Matteo has a variety of options of these of varying levels of thickness from snug to a little bit of wiggle room. I printed both of these in the version 2 snug. They fit really well on my SawStop standard width miter slot. However, a lot of table saws have slight variations in miter slots, so you may need to try different ones out. They do not have any adjustability screws in them, so they will wear down over time once they've rubbed against the metal enough from going back and forth for friction, and you will either need to print more or they just aren't long term. However, they are expandable, so you could have as long of a miter bar as you want. If you are making a one-off or a couple projects worth of a jig and you don't want to either make a really long miter bar or a really short one or whatever you want, you can print these out and they will fit really nicely and do the work for a while. Up next, we have reusable zip ties by GN_ZG. For a kit of a variety of different sizes, 1 of each, it's about 31 grams and 2.5 hours. You can print as many in a variety of sizes as you want. I have a shocking amount of these printed out. You need to print these in PETG or something else flexible. It will not work in PLA. Now, these are what I would consider light duty in that they hold quite well, but you can, with enough force, eventually yank them apart. But because they hold together well enough for light duty and they are reusable, they're great for things like cords, for wrapping up cords and holding them. You can get just the right fit you want, undo it when you don't need it, and snug it back up. I love these. I have some outside. holding up grapevines, again printed in PETG. I'm a huge fan of these, and there's a variety of sizes, so you have one for everything you need. Moving into category 3 of things that will last quite a while, but you're probably only going to use infrequently and don't want to pay for a more expensive version of these, we have a drill dust catcher for drilling on the wall by Yeltrick, Y-E-L-T-R-I-K Designs. 37 grams here in about an hour. And what I really like about this is we've got finger holds, a nice little area to catch the dust, and he has been smart enough to put through these slots so that if you were to make 2 lines intersecting as like a target, you can line them up and see them through. He does have other versions of these that do not have the holes, and therefore all of it will catch dust. Extremely handy when I'm drilling into my shop wall to hang things. Normally I just let the dust fall and it gets everywhere, and I hit it with my air compressor and it goes up in the air. But with this thing, I'm able to catch things, and this is going to last forever essentially. It doesn't have a way to hold the vacuum on it. There are vacuum attachable versions online for sale that are much more expensive, but if you're doing stuff around the house, drywall, drilling into drywall, anything like that, and you just need to catch the dust, this is going to work extremely well. Number 2 in category 2, we have plywood corner holders. These are made by Grafu that are about 10 to 15 grams each. Now you can print out a gigantic set in a variety of sizes or just a couple of each, anywhere from 1 hour for one of them to 10 plus hours for large sets of them. It's got them in a variety of sizes for different plywood, and these essentially will help you quickly hold them together if you need to screw some stuff in or glue it together. They work very well. I just made a plywood box actually, which is where I discovered these. I needed help holding it together. I also ended up just going and doing some CAD design to make my own when I wanted to connect some different sizes of plywood, but he has a variety of different sizes yourself if you are looking to attach varieties of plywood. There are many makers who do some version of this. The reason I like this design is it doesn't use a lot of filament. Some of them use an incredible amount of filament. I don't know why. This one is relatively lightweight, doesn't use a ton of filament, and holds together really nicely. This is the 1/2-inch version on some Home Depot 1/2-inch cheap plywood. Holds together nicely. It's not going anywhere. Our final option in category 2 is going to be setup blocks. Now, these ones specifically are what we're going to talk about. They are made by JB Custom Designs. For an entire set of these, you're looking at about 99 grams and 3 hours. One thing you need to be careful with through all of the printing is to make sure you choose the imperial size if you want imperial. Everybody seems to design things in metric for 3D printing. I don't know why, but you have to make sure you find the imperial sizes. Now, you can get nice machined aluminum setup blocks out there, but if you are not going to use them a lot and you just need 1 or 2, you can print these out. You're looking at, 10 grams a piece or less, even 7 to 8 grams a piece for one of these. And these ones are really good for setting your height of your table saw or your router bit, or the depth of something. There are other creators out there who sell more traditional styled ones. The problem these have, and they are all within a couple thou. I measured them all with the calipers, a couple thou of the correct size. But the problem with these ones is that if you do your printing, you'll know that occasionally that top surface can leave a bit of a corner overhang when it's going to do any sort of ironing. So I would suggest either turning the ironing off or making sure that when you have these printed out, you feel around in case there's any overlap there. And if you need be, just shave that off a little bit. But again, all were quite accurate within a few thousandths of an inch. And if you need the style where you set them for the depth, these ones are really nice. They're one of those things that for people who are going to use them a lot, I suggest you go buy a nice machined aluminum set. But if you're only going to use them occasionally throughout the years, there's no reason not to just 3D print these, especially when the designs and the quality of printers these days can get these to within a few thousandths of an inch. Moving into category 3, we have sandpaper radius guides. These are if you're doing specific radii on the edge of a board. You can put your sandpaper, pinch it on there, and it will go inside and form that exact radius. Now, these are made by user_23517599283. They take anywhere from 12 grams each to 1,400 for his gigantic set of them, and anywhere from 1 to 34 hours. So if you want the entire set, you're going to need about a roll and a half of filament, plus a day and a half of time spent printing, but I just needed a specific one right here. I think this is a 1/4 inch, so I printed off this one alone. I put this one in PETG specifically because a lot of force will be applied, and I want to keep this for a long time. It's extremely good at what it does. I don't want this breaking ever. I'd like to keep this forever, if quite possible. Extremely nice, extremely handy, and if they print out well for you in the right material, they should last probably forever. Number 2 in category 3 are going to be these panel glue up clamps. Now you will need 4 of these total, but for each 2, so each print you do, it's about 80 grams, so 160 grams for total. It's made by It's Toka, and it's about 3 hours per 2 of them. Now the reason these are good is because they are generic. You can use any clamp whatsoever, and they go right over top of your piece of wood and hold these parallel as you are gluing it together. This is a clamped panel right here made using them. I did, however, soon after using these, go and design my own to fit my specific Harbor Freight clamps. So if you are interested in CAD design at all, this would be a really good time to either learn or use those skills to make them to specifically fit your clamps. They're a little bit easier to put on. They're a bit trickier to put on when you do not have any specific holder. I actually stuck double-sided tape down to the bottoms of these, just a little piece, to help make it easier to put on, but it's extremely helpful. You do need your pieces of wood to be the same thickness, or else you're going to have to shim underneath them, so just be aware of that. But if your 2 pieces of wood are the same thickness or really darn close, they will pull it perfectly tight instead of trying to use some kind of squeeze clamp on there. These provide an incredible hold. Last up in the category of you'll probably keep this forever is a routing radius template guide. This is made by Palm Guy. He has a whole set that's about 170 grams for the whole set. One of these individually plus the alignment blocks are about 20-25 grams. If you do the whole set, you're looking at about 4.5 hours here. Now, each one of these has a specific radius on that. There are a variety of them that have 4 different radiuses each. And the really cool thing is that they have these alignment guides that allow you to snap them in, align with the corner of your wood or what would be the edge of your wood. And he has both shorter drop ones and longer drop ones. If you're working with thin wood, print out the shorter drop ones. This is going to last you forever. You can buy more expensive versions of these, and there are many different varieties of these on Maker World should you wish to use a different design. I just really, really liked kind of the overall size of this. Gives you a nice template area to work with here for a palm router. Some of them are relatively small and I don't think would balance as well. And I thought the hook-on clip design was extremely clever, especially because they can be removed should you want to store these in an easier stacked way and these aside in a little cup or something. First up on our quick hits bonus, if you own the DeWalt 735 planer, you will recognize this handle that sticks out quite a bit here. Well, JB Custom Designs, who I mentioned earlier, he or she devised a smaller, shorter little one, 12 grams, about a half hour to print, and it shrinks this by over 50%. I store this under a kind of not cabinet, but a shelf kind of thing. And with this handle, this sticks out. This just makes it clear slightly underneath. And to me, this is the exact type of functional print that I bought a 3D printer for. Sure, I wanted to design my own stuff, but somebody already had this. I hadn't thought about this. I didn't even think that this was something to design and print. I'm browsing through, I find this, and it solves a problem for me. It's well designed, it's not over-engineered, doesn't take much filament, and it does what it needs to do well. Bonus print number 3 is going to be this DeWalt battery holder, and there are versions for all kinds of other batteries and numerous creators for these, but I really like this one. This is by Shop Therapy. This is the thinner, less filament version. It's about 20 grams each and 45 minutes a piece, and it has this unbelievably satisfying click. They hold extremely well. They've got 3 mounting holes. There are some that have multiple on a row. I like this one because I can apply these wherever I want. I have one right down here beneath my sander so that I have the battery at all times there. And then I have the rest of them down here, just all ready to click in. Extremely efficient and unbelievably good for storage. You can mount them vertically, you can mount them however you want. And like I said, there are versions for all the different Makita, Milwaukee, and all of that from a variety of creators. Last on our list is this spray bottle holder. This is by OBE Design, 20 to 30 grams each, hour and a half. This is actually being used outside for me, but I brought it in here. What I will say is that you will need to probably print some test versions of these. For this bottle from Amazon, I had to take this in the slicer and stretch it this way 200% in order for it to clear this nozzle right here. So you may have to print a couple of these depending upon what bottles you own. He does have some different widths, but there are no different lengths. And these common bottles from Amazon are simply too long on the nozzle there to fit in the standard one. These are really nice and really handy. I've got 2 of them outside right now, and I grabbed this and brought this in. I need to reprint them in PETG for a little bit better outside wear and tear, but super efficient, super effective. That's going to do it for us today. I hope one of these is useful for you. If you have anything that you think I should try out, please let me know in the comments below. Sometime in the fall, early winter, I will do a couple more 3D printing related videos, probably another 10, as I've got quite a few more things that I'd love to share, as well as something about how I approach designing all of my custom stuff. But for now, this is going to do it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a good one. Bye.